In this video, we will learn about using sharps and flats. In our previous video, we learned how to name the notes on the staff. We used the letters from our musical alphabet A through G. If you look at our keyboard here, you can see that those note names are written on the keys. If you look closely, however, you can also see that there are these black keys here. These are known as our sharp and flat keys. Alright, so let's start talking about sharps for a second. A sharp is a musical symbol that looks like a hashtag. You would place a sharp on a line or space in front of a note. So let's write one in here. If you are writing it on the line, you must make sure that the line goes through the sharp. So, when placed in front of a note, a sharp raises that note by a semitone. So let's take a look at this note here. It's on the second line of our treble clef staff, so that would make this note a G. However, we have written a sharp in front of this note. So that pitch will be now raised by a semitone. But wait a second, so what is a semitone? Well, a semitone is the closest distance between two notes on a piano. So if our note is a G here, it raises that pitch by the closest distance on a piano. So it raises it up to a G sharp. So when we name the note, we would say it is a G sharp. The sharp comes after the note when we're naming it, but we write the sharp in before the pitch when we're writing the note on the staff. Okay, so let's try a couple more here. Let's write one on a space. So the sharp goes before the note, and you have to make sure it's on the space there so that no lines are going through it. So this note by itself would be an A. It's on the first space of the bass clef, but there's a sharp in front of it, so that will raise the pitch by a semitone to an A sharp. Okay, let's try one more sharp example. So our note here is on the third line of the treble staff, so that makes it a B. And we're going to write a sharp in front of the B. So the name of this note would be B sharp. However, if you look at our piano here, you'll notice that there is no black key between the B and C key. So when played on the piano, it will sound like a C. However, when written on the staff, it will be a B sharp. Okay, let's try some flat examples now. A flat is a symbol that kind of looks like a B that you place in front of a note to lower the note by a semitone. So when you write a flat on a space, you have to make sure that no line is going through it. It goes before the note, just like the sharps. And that note now would be named an E flat. So that E pitch that we would have played gets lowered by a semitone and is now an E flat. Let's try a couple more here. Here we have a D. And if we write flat in front of that note, we make sure the line goes through it. And now that is a D flat. So that D pitch gets lowered by the semitone and it is now a D flat. And finally we'll do one more example. We'll put a flat in there. So our note is a C, but since there's a flat, we call it a C flat. Right? When we're naming the note, the flats always come after the pitch. So our C here is getting lowered by a semitone. So we write it in as a C flat, although since there's no black key, it'll get played as a B. Alright, so that's how we name notes using sharps or flats.